All right. Welcome everybody to, I know we're a little bit after the fact, and like I said, we'll talk about it here in a few minutes. We're going to adjust this to where it's not so after the fact. But we are going to be talking about the full moon that has just passed. And if you'd like to know, when our webinars are, how to sign up for our webinars easily, just go to our Facebook group, and the easiest way to find it is joinmoongatherings.com. So that's www.joinmoongatherings.com. Now, we are changing the format a little bit, which I will talk a little bit more about once we pull this slideshow down. But we are not going to be meeting at the beginning of December. We are going to be meeting going forward from December on the third Wednesday of the month. And when we are meeting December 18th, we will be talking about 2020 as well as January. And going forward, we will always be talking about the next month as far as the new moon, the full moon, the planets, what to expect, all of that. So if you would like to see this and you are not registered, this is the registration link. We are featuring our evolutionary astrologer and astrocartographer, Ralph MacIntyre. And his website is www.astro-map-links.com. He always offers a really good deal to us off of his Complete World Map, which is this interactive 3D map. Runs $50. Go on this link and you will get it for $25. Very generous of you, Ralph. If you would like to know more about me, I am Brenda Bailey. I am a ThetaHealing master as well as practitioner and instructor. I'm listed in a directory, and that is that link there. If you want to know what ThetaHealing is, I've made a really short, very succinct YouTube video that will tell you more about it. And then also what all I do with ThetaHealing, and that is that link there. It's a video too. I also have a belief work Facebook group, and to get to it, it is www.joinblastyourbeliefs.com. Let's see. Once again, if you would like to know what any of these links are, how to get on the webinar link, just join our Facebook group, and that's www.joinmoongatherings.com. And there we go. So welcome everybody. We are so glad to see y'all. We're not actually seeing you, you're seeing us, but we're glad to see you in our participant list. Exactly. So this will be our last full moon gathering. And let me go ahead, I'm gonna have Ralph here before we go to speaker view, just to let you know what we're going to be doing going forward. We are going to be just doing one gathering or one webinar a month that we cover the future month. We seem to be playing catch up this whole year, which has just been where we've been. And but the beautiful thing is that no matter what the information is that you get ThetaHealing downloads in order to be able to deal with it. So we wanted to help people in 2020 be proactive and get the changes ahead of time instead of after the fact. So we will be creating a landing page. This will be a paid group. It's going to be very inexpensive. We will be doing like an early bird special of $25 a month. And you'll always have access to get to these videos. So even if you can't attend live, you'll be able to catch them in the Facebook group. So it makes it super easy. And you'll always be able to refer back to them, because I know that a lot of people do that. They kind of like check in, see what's going on, watch it to begin with, and then throughout the month kind of go, you know what, I think Ralph said something about that. So so you'll be able to do that much easier than the system that we've had set up. And I would probably venture to that most people would agree that it's a great deal. of what you get. Because not only are you getting the information from Ralph, who's an amazing astrologer, evolutionary astrologer, and astrocartographer, but you're also getting downloads so that we can shift some things to make it easier with what's coming up in the new month. So we'll be looking at the year overall, as well as January in a month on the 18th of December. So again, that one, that we want to let you have an experience with it and see what you think about it, right? And so, and then we'll be moving with that format going forward for $25 to $30 a month, depending on when you join. So, and if you have any questions, just let us know. Anything you want to add to that, Ralph?
I'm just feeling a little sad. This is our last full moon gathering. I'm like, I don't like change in that way.
Who knew that Ralph was so sentimental?
I get attached to things. I can't help myself.
I see that. So, all right. So we just wanted to let y'all know about that. And we made an announcement, 2 weeks ago, and we'll be slow but sure getting it together for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Ralph, what are you going to talk to us about?
Oh, what am I going to talk to us about? Well, Scorpio season. Gotta love that Scorpio sun. Lighten everything up. So, you got an echo, Brenda, or is that me?
That's me. Let me.
Okay, no worries. Oh, and she's muted again. Oh, dear. So the sun sitting in Scorpio kind of brings in that, especially for us in the northern hemisphere, that light going away, bringing in the darkness. Scorpio is the sign that represents all the things that are kind of scary, all the things that aren't talked about, all the, so to speak, dark subjects. It also is a very bonding, deep connection sign. So the sun sitting there illuminating everything kind of is asking us to invite us to look inward and look at what really is true. What are we even avoiding? So with that Scorpio energy, the moon sitting in Taurus, opposite is kind of saying the opposite. More like it's time to relax, it's time to calm. And being a South Node in Scorpio and kind of a scorpionic person, a truth seeker, it's important to remember this, because with Scorpio energy, with that being able to see the truth, what's really happening, it's easy to forget to calm down, to relax, to enjoy life, to breathe, to not take on. So this full moon is kind of asking us to both embrace the Scorpio energy, dive into the dark, so to speak, as well as embrace the life, embrace the calm, love, relaxed energy. So as I was looking at this chart, thinking about the different ways in which I wanted to dive into it and what I wanted to look into, I guess I want to start with the major cycles that we're in, that I've talked a little bit about, that Neptune and Pisces kind of asking us to connect into the divine. The other cycle that's been very much on focus is this Pluto, Saturn, South Node in Capricorn. And there's a way in which that Pluto, South Node, Saturn transit's been getting activated a couple times with Mars. Mars squared Pluto in the last week or so. And one of the things this is doing is it's asking us to strip away, because Capricorn is the sign that is, I don't want to beat up on Capricorn with this next statement, but Capricorn is the sign of worry, of concern, looking to the future, making sure we have enough. And, that Scorpio sun is really what the Capricorn's worried about. It's like, the world's harsh. You know, if you don't have your doors and windows protected, the harshness of the world will come in. You know, if you heat with wood and you don't have your wood stacked, you know, the late spring or extended summer, or excuse me, extended winter will come to haunt you. And we're in an interesting time in history where, because of all the advancements, a lot of us don't have to worry about a lot of things that we used to have to worry about on the planet. And so there's a way in which we can start inventing things, or we can start bringing things up that we don't necessarily need to worry about. You know, it's this concept of stacking firewood. So if you have firewood for the winter, oh, good. If you have firewood stacked up and you got to start for next year, oh, that's good. But, you know, the minute you start having 5, 10, 20 years of firewood stacked up, all of a sudden your preparedness becomes hindrance, in the sense that the wood will start rotting. It'll start having issues and things like that. And so part of what's happening with this transit, this Saturn-Pluto South Node, is we're all being asked to look at where our concern, where our worry is beneficial to us, and where it's holding us back, where it's keeping us from being alive in the moment, you know. And a lot of things will happen in the sense that some of the things where you thought things were secure, you'll start to see how there's holes in your game. Or it's not so much holes in your game, there's just holes in the word secure. You know, it doesn't matter how secure or how much firewood you have stacked up. If your country goes to war, if there's a natural disaster, you know, if airplanes hit buildings, things blow up, you know, the company downsizes, you know, the internet makes your job obsolete, or whatever. All of these things are happening. And so that Scorpio sun is concerned, sees into the deep dark of what's really true, and gives us something to worry about. But that moon in Taurus is kind of asking us to, you know, be concerned, but also don't kill yourself with worry. You know, it's like if you are a nervous wreck and you die because you're a nervous wreck, you never get to the point to what you were nervous about. You know, and that Taurus moon is asking us to kind of look at that and say, hey, you know, yeah, the world is coming apart, but does it serve me to be worried about it, or does it serve me to enjoy life? And when I was really sitting with all of this, and I was sitting with these transits, I was noticing there's this overwhelming list of things to worry about. And they seemed all very real things to worry about. And I was kind of sitting with that, and it's like, okay, so there's a lot of real things to worry about. And we know that too much worry isn't good for us. How do we move forward? Well, if we look at the astrology, at the same time this Pluto, Saturn, Capricorn is transiting, is opening us up, having us look at some of these things that no longer serve us. Neptune sits there in Pisces, which is that golden light in the sky of faith, of it will work out, don't worry, you know. And that right now the sun, or excuse me, the moon in Taurus, ruled by Venus. And Venus has been dancing throughout the summer between Libra, Scorpio, and now Sagittarius. And Venus is what calms us, what we're attracted to. It's how we see beauty. And when Venus was in Libra and Scorpio, there was very much a relationship-oriented energy to the Venus. Now that it's entered Sagittarius, getting ready to interact with that Neptune, and also interacting with Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. There's a certain amount of wisdom or understanding what you know and what you don't know, letting go of what you think you are, you know. And when I was first sitting with this chart, I was kind of wondering what I wanted to talk about. And the thing that kind of came to me was this Capricorn, Pluto, Saturn, which we're going to have a big transit. That's one of the major hits of this transit will be when Saturn conjuncts Pluto. I want to say somewhere in January. And so all of this has kind of been building up to this. You know, all of this summer has been building up, getting us ready, helping us let go, seeing what we need to let go. And Sagittarius, the sign Sagittarius, represents our wisdom. And one of the ways in which Sagittarius represents what we know is by helping us see what we don't know, helping us see where what we think we know isn't necessarily the only truth. And so with this full moon, this moon in Taurus, you know, ruled by this Venus in Sagittarius interacting with the Neptune, it's kind of really asking us to let go of the need to know and the need to be able to figure it out, the need to be able to prepare for it, you know, because, you know, when you sit in that Scorpio and you see all the things that you can worry about and you start to realize that there's no way you can prepare for all of them, that's when you start to understand this transit a little better. Because what these transits are asking of us is to let go into our innate ability and also let go into the beyond our understanding of the universe and allow things to unfold and not freak out about them unless we need to, you know. And then also, even if we need to freak out about it, to take a break about, you know, and kind of look up and see the beautiful moon in the sky, see the beautiful sunset, you know, see the flowers, see the animals, you know, pet your dog. Let your dog smile, change your mood. You know, it's like no matter how crazy your day at work was, the minute you walk through that door and your little dog or whatever it is lights you up, it's like, oh, there's more to life than the craziness. So as this transit happening, and so Saturn, Mars interacted with Pluto, I want to say a couple days ago at this point. And that Mars sitting in that Libra sign, squaring the Pluto, really is asking us to look at how we're asserting ourselves, because Mars is the representation of that asserting, taking action, the warrior energy. And Pluto represents the subconscious and where we're being held back. And so a lot of times we're held back by worry, concerns about things that we don't need to be concerned about, you know. It's like to have a calm, stable life is also to have a life without the deep excitement or the mystery of the unknown. And so there's a balance between stable and unknown. And so that Mars-Pluto interaction is asking us to kind of dive into that. And then beyond that, Mars is going to interact with Uranus. And Mars will go from Libra to Scorpio. And this is a significant transit that we're all experiencing as we speak. And when Mars comes from Libra, which is the relationship, how we get along with each other, to that Scorpio, the need to bond, the need to be connected, the need to see the truth, you know, the bond between the truth. Also to see all the things that are kind of, so to speak, ugly about the world. So as Mars interacts with Uranus, which Uranus is the planet, is the divine inspiration in Taurus, which is ruled by that Venus in Sagittarius, asking us to kind of really look at what we know, what we think we know, and allow what we really know, or what's we're really truly possible, to come through. You know, and so as Venus, Venus interacts with the Neptune and brings in this all-knowing inspiration. It's like, are you allowing yourself to let go into it? Are your fears, your structure, all your responsibility keeping you from letting this inspiration out? Are you taking the risk? That's kind of what these transits are asking from us. And then as we build into the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in the beginning of this next year, these transits that we're going through now are kind of preparing us for that. So as we allow that Venus-Neptune inspiration to come through, that Mars-Uranus energy come through, the question we have to ask ourselves, are we going to take the risk? Are we going to do something out of the normal? Are we going to allow ourselves to be different? Because really that Sagittarius energy, that knowledge, it's not about what you think you know. It's all the things that you don't think you know, that you know. That's what it really represents. It's kind of like, you know, it's like when you use your mind and you look at the future, you worry. But when you use your faith, when you use your connection to the divine, your ability to figure things out in the moment, that's when you can relax into that Taurian energy and say, oh, yeah, there's a lot of things to worry about. But I know if I just keep my heart open and allow things to unfold, that they will work out. Whether I like it or not, they generally always work out. And so this full moon that just passed is really kind of starting the cycle as we dive into the darkness of the winter for us in the Northern Hemisphere. We're going to be asked to kind of really look into this, you know, and as then we move into the next year, you know, I don't know about you, but it seems like every day I talk to someone that's like, oh yeah, I had to turn off the Facebook. I had to turn off the TV. I had to just unplug. It's just like, you know, which is a good thing, you know, because it's like, I forget, I think it was on Facebook, the meme where it's like my need to be calm and my need to be in touch with what's going on or in conflict, you know. And it's true. It's like if you tune into everything that's going on, it's like you're not going to sleep very well. And the reality is you're not going to have that open, calm, connected state that allows you to figure it out. Or not so much allows you to figure it out, as allows you to be quiet enough to hear the answer come through from the divine. And so a lot of what these transits are asking us to do is look at where we're worried when we don't need to be worried, and where we're not worried when we need to be worried. Where are we allowing our brain to try to figure things out? You know, it's like no matter how smart you are, or how in touch you are, how much you know, what's coming forward is not figure outable for us. There's a certain amount of things that are just going to have to unfold. The messages, the wisdom is going to have to come down to the planet. You know, if we try to look forward at it, we're just going to get freaked out into that Scorpio kind of black hole of all the things that can freak us out. Versus if we remember to stay calm, allow that wisdom of that Sagittarian Venus, that Jupiter in Sagittarius, interacting with that Neptune in Pisces, which is a super powerful energy as far as the inspired wisdom coming in. So on some levels, you know, there's going to be a lot of things to freak out about. Try your best to not. I think that's my, unless there's some, I noticed some questions are popping up. Let me see.
Just comments, no questions,
Okay.
just comments.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, unless you have any questions, Brenda.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just look at my notes here. And then, as always, if you feel like that there's something that I'm missing, you will let me know.
Yes.
So we had someone in our peanut gallery, Luann, say, Theta Healing can help you release all that worry. And she's correct. So I am a Theta Healing master. Theta Healing, people can tell me how you think and how you feel. What we create in our lives is what we believe. And from a Theta Healing perspective, we know that people hold their beliefs on a cellular level. So what Theta Healing does is it changes your beliefs on a cellular level that allows you to forgive easier. It allows you to let go and be neutral with traumas. And it just allows you to move forward through life without having to think so much about everything. So let's see if I understood. Let me get this set up just a little bit better. If I understood, if I heard Ralph correctly. So when we want to remove, so I always make sure before we get started that we always have 3 beliefs in place. And that is, I want an instant healing, I deserve an instant healing, and an instant healing is possible. Because what Theta Healing does is it works very quickly. And if we do not believe that we want, deserve, or that it's possible to have an instantaneous healing, it's going to slow things down. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
And please know that if you are watching a recording of this, that you still get the downloads. All you have to do is just say yes out loud. All right. So I want to remove their free-floating memories. So whenever we have a trauma, we have free-floating memories. And when we remove the free-floating memories, it neutralizes the situation. So we pretty much know the results. We may not know the why. So when we remove the free-floating memories from the original event, it just goes where it needs to go instead of us having to figure it out. So we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from diving into the darkness. Okay. So again, we're not talking about falling into a deep depression or, going to the other side, so to speak, or, changing who we innately are. It's just, we've got to look at the stuff that makes us uncomfortable or causes us, I'll just say that makes us uncomfortable. And so when we can do that, that
There's an
allows
S
us,
word there, isn't there?
I think I'm going to be Ralph. No, I'm just kidding. So we, again, it allows us, because not everything is, puppy dogs and cotton candy and, rainbows, right? If we are being realistic, if we are truly wanting to heal, we do have to look at what makes us unhappy or what has caused us pain in order to let it go. Because if you don't recognize it, it just lingers. So it does serve us, right? And so we can even get that perspective from Creator or whoever you believe to be your higher power as to why it would serve us to dive into the dark, right? And then we can remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from diving into the dark for our highest and best good and what's safe, okay? And then we also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that cause us to view the world as harsh. And because again, the world is our mirror. So if we believe that, then that's all we get to see, right? So we want to be open to the world being a different place. So let's go ahead and just do those. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And then we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that obligate us to have unnecessary worry or concern. And from creator's perspective, how it serves us to not be so focused on worrying. And we also want to get from creator's perspective the definition of secure or security, so that we don't have a false sense of it, that we understand what it truly is. And that means that we're going to be in alignment with creator's definition, that we know that it's what it feels like, that it's possible, and that it's safe. And we also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that obligate us to have a false sense of security, because we're talking about being realistic and knowing our truth here. So we can't have a false sense of security to be able to do that. We also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that obligate us to be overwhelmed, because obligation means we don't have a choice. And then we also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that obligate us to worry. And we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from letting go of what no longer serves us. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
We also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that separate us from our faith. And then also we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from being in a balanced preparation, right? So not over-prepared, not under-prepared, you know, like in Goldilocks, that one that's just right for us, right? And we also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from seeing what we don't know. So what is it that we need to know, right? So, and then we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that we may have an obligation of needing to know. Because again, sometimes that prevents us from getting out of our own way and allowing our faith to lead us. And we also want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that obligate us to come up with the solution. So that need to figure out. Because sometimes it's not up to us. It's just us having a desire, right? So having that, I want to have a solution versus I'm the only one who can come up with the solution, right? And so we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from allowing things to unfold for our highest and best and what serves us. So if you'd like that, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then let's remove the free-floating memories from the original event that we're obligated to have our life just be about the crazy. And then we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from asserting ourselves. So knowing who we are and being, forthright in it without, being obnoxious or being, timid, right? Again, that balance. We want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from having balance with what is stable and with what is unknown. And we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from having that bond with the ultimate truth. And so we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from having discernment between what we think we know and what we know. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from being inspired. We want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from allowing inspiration to come into our paradigm, our energetic field, our lives, however that is for you. We want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from accepting our differences or accepting how we are different. And we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from taking risk. So again, we want to have creator's definition of risk because we want to be able to know like calculated risk, so to speak, or risk that serves us. So if you'd like that, just say yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from connecting with the divine. We want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from having an open heart. And we want to remove the free-floating memories from the original event that prevent us from directing our energy in the correct direction and in the correct state that is for our highest and best good. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's what I've got, Ralph. Is there anything else that you want to add to that?
No, I think you did a really good job.
Why, thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that.
I do want to kind of make a comment on the ThetaHealing. Will help you with that comment. So talking about what we're going to do in the coming year, I think that statement is a big reason why Brenda and I are working together, is because understanding what's kind of coming forward, what the astrology is showing you, where your potential blocks are, and having that kind of all cleaned up before it shows up for you will give you that much more of an opportunity to do the kind of work that you want to be doing, and having the month kind of be smoother, so to speak. And that's a big part of what we're going to be doing, especially starting next month and the following months of the year.
Yay. All right. So are there any questions? Luann says that was well said, Ralph. Thank you, Luann.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So once we start ponying up for dog treats, do we get to see the dog more often?
I don't understand that question. What do you mean?
Well, now that the group is going to be paying, and we're going to be paying for dog treats, so that means the dog has to present herself more often, doesn't it?
It's kind of late, Ralph. It's near her. It's near her bedtime. She's sleeping. She is all knowing.
I would be willing to bet $100 right now if you had a treat in your left hand.
Oh well, sure.
Your dog would be awake.
Yeah, she'd be awake, right? Yeah. Listen, yeah, we wake up for treats. Exactly. You're very correct. But you know, the thing is that her energy is always there. She's a huge support, and she's always present. So
we want to see her beautiful face too. And there she is. That's what we're talking about. Much better.
Okay, are you feel better now? He feels better now.
I got a little dog healing. Come on.
You've had it this whole hour. So you guys get a break from Ralph and I, and we will see you in a month and get you prepared to finish out the holidays, the year, going into January in 2020. And as always, feel free to share this. Feel free to invite people, and feel free to come with questions if you'd like. So we just appreciate y'all attending, and we appreciate your support.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thanks for that cute dog kit too, by the way. I really needed that.
You're welcome.
All right. She is like adorable too. Jeez.
Agreed.
All right. You take care. Have a wonderful evening.